Hey, this is Jared over to Carrier Check, and I got a pretty excited guest on today. I got Jeremy Delgado with us. Jeremy, thanks for being on.
Yeah, anytime, Jared.
Yeah, Jeremy, just to give you guys a background, Jeremy helps us with our network backups. He helps us with keeping us safe. Jeremy, I was excited to have you on mainly because obviously you're not the typical transportation guy, but you do a lot in computers and you keep my computer running, which I appreciate. Tell us about your background. How'd you get into computers? And just talk through those things if you don't mind.
I originally got interested in computers back when we had dial-up, if you remember that, doing chat rooms and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I joined the United States Marine Corps, and they said you're going to be a field radio operator. I said no. Went to satellite communication school, and to do that, I had to go through computer school. So that's where I got my basis for my experience and everything to start an IT business.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. So walk me through. There's obviously been some big, ransomware attacks. For the people that may not even understand what that is, what is ransomware? Just to give it in a third grade level, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay. Yeah. So ransomware, what it is when somebody gets into your computer, whether it be by a software vulnerability. There was an area, we'll say business here, that was ransomware because of an Adobe patch that wasn't applied right. So it left a vulnerability, a way to get in. So that's one way. Another way is, phishing emails. For those that don't know what a phishing email is, it comes from, it looks like a legit email address. It could be like gmailmail.com rather than gmail.com. And what they say is, hey, I got a document I want to share with you. So you click on it, it takes you to a web page that looks like it's a Google document. But really all they're doing is having you enter in your credentials and they're stealing it from you. So they get in that way. And then what they do is they just mine for information. Usually it's when you're not working, not during peak hours, they'll download all your information. So they essentially have a copy. And then what they do is when they think they've got enough, they encrypt all your files. It'll look like a big red X, or, I've seen examples of it having a skull and crossbones on it, saying you can't access this, you need to call us and pay us, X amount of dollars in order for us to not release your sensitive information on the dark web. So generally, if they tell you that, they've already done it. They're just trying to get money from you.
Okay.
So that's kind of the background of ransomware is, literally they encrypt all the files on your computer and make them inaccessible unless you have the correct key to access those.
No kidding. Now, obviously in trucking, there's been some big ransomware attacks from, expediters. I know there's been a few load boards that have struggled with some of this. Can anybody get ransomware? Can the little people compared to these huge major companies? Who are they targeting, or who's vulnerable to this?
Well, anybody's vulnerable. They don't. Money's money. I mean, if they can get $100 from somebody, then they'll take $100. There's hundreds of thousands, or there's millions. I believe the most I've seen anybody actually pay for something was around $950,000. That was, obviously a bigger corporation. But there are ways around not having to pay a ransom as well. But anybody's susceptible to being ransomware.
No kidding. So, as far as advice to, small to mid-sized carriers or brokers or dispatchers, what's one or two things that they could be doing or watching for, or making sure that they're kind of protecting themselves? What is a couple things that they could be doing?
One specifically, like I've touched on earlier, is emails. If you get an email, that you're not expecting with, say, a PDF attachment. And I failed to mention that earlier, is a PDF attachment can allow them to gain root access to your computer just by downloading a document. Because attached to that document is some scripting code language. Then when you click on it, it just takes over there's a profile called system on your computer that runs all your major processes, and it will hijack that. But anyway, back to the original question, check your emails, watch your email addresses. PayPal is not going to call and ask you for your credentials, or email you and ask for your credentials. They may email you and say you need to reset your password, but they're not going to say, hey, we need to verify your credentials. Please send us your password and your email address. So that's one thing to watch out for. Another is to keep your computer and your software up to date. Make sure you're doing Windows updates. Me and my business, what we do is we automate everything. So we constantly have my clients constantly have the up-to-date Windows updates and software updates. Like I said, we had a business around here that got exploited through Adobe Reader. Make sure that's up to date. So that's a couple things you can do. Don't put your information in a questionable website. It's sketchy. Don't put it in there. There's some, common sense that goes along with it. I know most people are smart enough not to go to crazy websites, but they look real now. So you could go, get redirected. You think you're going to Google Mail, but you're actually going to some crazy website that looks just like Gmail,
No
so
kidding. That's crazy. Now I know obviously you help us with backups. You help us do, just to keep our computer running. Talk to me about some of those services that you offer currently to other tech companies or logistics companies, brokers, carriers. Talk to us about how you can help them, because obviously this is a sensitive subject. People are getting ransomware all the time, or they've got email issues, or they got viruses on their computer. Talk to us about the services you offer, because I tell you what, it's so smooth. You're always available for me, Jeremy. I feel like if I need questions about what computer to buy, you're always there for me. Talk to us about your services, because I don't want to misguide anybody about what you do, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so really we do about anything. We do have a cybersecurity specialist that is available to us. So if you wanted to do penetration testing on the network, we can do that inside or outside. If you have a big network. If you're, just a small brokerage, or even somebody that's a one-person, business, we provide software that monitors for ransomware. It's real-time monitoring. And what it does is it puts little files basically on your computer, and they're well-known attacked files, if that's what you want to call them. So that way, as soon as they get hit trying to be encrypted or changed, it notifies me within 30 seconds.
No kidding.
Okay. Yeah, that something's being attacked. We have cloud backups that are encrypted, so you can't just download the backups to a thumb drive. You have to have a specific key, and we do that for that reason, so they can't corrupt you. So people that are trying to encrypt your files can encrypt your backups too. That's really the only way you can recover fully from a ransomware attack, is by having good backups. So we provide that. We provide cloud backups. We have anywhere from just regular antivirus all the way up to it's called EDR, essentially antivirus. It's endpoint detection and response. So what I can do with that is if you're on a network, on your work network, work computer gets compromised, I can isolate it, take it off the network so it doesn't spread anymore to another computer, because that's essentially that's how they do it. They infect one computer, they'll get them all,
And they just
including
run.
your servers. Yep. It's like a
Okay.
wave. So we do have that. We have spam filtering. I know you've called me a couple times and, hey, I'm looking for this email. Okay, let me check the spam filter, so we do have that as well. We take care of any aspect of a network from initial design and installation to just upkeep. Servers, switches, whatever.
That's fair. I appreciate that. So, and you can do this kind of from anywhere in the country, right? I mean, obviously you help me, but they can be located anywhere. A company could, correct? Or how does that work in your world?
Yeah, that's correct. So we have remote software. I don't even have to be there to actually do stuff. If you had a computer or something that got infected, you would have to mail it to me, or I would have to come on site.
Okay.
But as far as any maintenance or upkeep or anything like that, I can do remotely because I can just remote into your computer. What I do is I send you a link to install software. You install my remote software, and then I can push everything through that software. I can push the ransomware monitoring.
Nice.
I can push the antivirus. So I don't even have to step foot on site necessarily.
Nice.
So,
okay.
yeah.
That's cool. Obviously, you are just coming out with a book. I'm excited about that email hijack. It talks about kind of some of the things that you hit on here. Is there any other tidbits from the book, or do we need to read it, or how do we get access to this book?
So I'll let you read it.
Okay.
There's a lot in there.
Okay.
Basically, like I mentioned before, watch your email.
Okay.
Pay attention to your email.
Yeah.
Know that you're always going to be, it doesn't matter if you're a one person shop or, I don't know how big that last freight forwarder was. They were international.
They're huge.
And they got hit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what size of business you have. They're coming after you because, like I said, $100 to them is $100.
Yeah.
You can actually access the book by going to my website. It's www.erhtech.com/hijack-book. And I'm working on getting a link on the homepage right now for that. It'll be a little easier to get to.
Yeah.
But you can go to the website, and if you can't find it, don't remember what the link is, just go to the contact page, email me, and in there, put in there, looking to download the book.
Okay.
And I can reply to your email address with the link.
That's awesome. Cool. Congratulations on the book. Jeremy, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your efforts in supporting eCarrier Check. I really do. Where else can people find you? I know you have a good following on LinkedIn. How else can people get in touch with you?
Yes, I have LinkedIn, I have Instagram, I have Twitter. I'm working on, I'm a little camera shy, believe it or not. So I'm starting to work on getting TikTok up and going, because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
My plan for that is, a few how-to things, simple stuff. So you're not wasting, $70, $50 calling somebody for a 2-minute fix.
Yeah.
So save some people some money, but I'm looking again on TikTok. I have all the major platforms. Most of them are ERH Tech Solutions or at ERH Technology Solutions.
Okay.
If you type in just at ERH, it should auto-populate. So.
Okay, cool. I love that. Jeremy, thank you for your time today. Thank you for the tips on the email. Thank you for helping with our network. Honestly, I feel like I don't have to. I can kind of let you manage it, and I can make a phone call and find out what's going on. So thanks for being on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And anytime you need, just give me a call.
Cool. Thanks, Jeremy. Have a great day.
Thanks, buddy.